I got into camera work more as a hobbyist, like most people. I met my wife, and her father, their hobby was messing with digital stills cameras. And up until, maybe until 18 or so, I really never even looked at cameras, And at the time, I was also into racing. I kind of found a passion for it through photographing and filming my friends at races. My work was always more naturalistic, I've worked in, some bigger productions and stuff like that, but I would say traditionally speaking, I'm usually using a lot of natural light, location-based, on location, out in the wilderness, out in the world, that type of thing. And so you don't always have the ability to light every scene the way you want. And sometimes it's easier to take light away than add light. Car stuff tends to be a little bit more contrasty because you're just, dealing with natural light a lot of times. When you're in those kind of situations where you don't have as much control, that's where you want to set your baseline look, and then make everything else where you do have control match that. The hardest thing about being a DP, I think it's kind of a journey. You're always discovering new ways of doing things. It's kind of a you don't know what you don't know situation. It takes a lot of trial and error. A lot of people think that being a DP or cinematographer is about lighting and all that. Of course it is, but as you go along, you realize that it's just as much about that as relationships and politics and communication and planning and crew organization and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of a 50% cameras, 50% everything else. I think everything in this industry could probably be broken down to taste, right? Because taste is like, usually it's wine or cigars or coffee or whatever. How do you develop taste? By doing it, by consuming it. So it's consuming the material and doing it. It's an act of doing it, and then you develop taste. Being a DP is more of a verb than it is like a noun or whatever. It's an active pursuit. You need to get up every day and go open the ASC magazine, or go, listen to the podcast, or go test the lenses, or go help somebody on set. I would suggest to anybody who wants to be a DP is that you have to find a director immediately. There's no cinematographer without a director. You need to develop taste, and you have to just go and do.